Okay, test, test. Can you hear me okay? You probably can. I hope you can. I know last time somebody said it was a little hard to hear from upstairs, but if that's the case, there's not too much I'm going to do about it. I'll check with you in just a second. I'm in the rainbow room right now. I'm looking for our little guy here who needs to be weighed. So I figure we're just going to start mailbag. Let me check, see how this all looks, and then I will make my apologies once again. Sounds good. Okay, well, that's all I need. Where are we at? First off, I did not get the mail yesterday. I didn't have any time to get to the post office after I brought these guys to the vet, so it just didn't happen. Therefore, I only have one package to open that came directly to the house like a week ago, 2 weeks ago actually. So it's way overdue, but so is everything at the post office. Hold it right there, buddy. I just want to get your weight real quick. 29.1. I think you're coming up a little bit light. Um, let's see here. Blazer, no, he's doing all right, I guess. We're still going to feed him a little bit because he's been not feeling so great. So that's the one reason that we wanted to do mailbag, even though there's not really any mail to open. There's only one mail, and I'm going to get to it soon enough. What did I just say he was? 29.1, I think. Let's double check you, buddy. I know. Yeah, 29.1. Okay. Um, I know my gown's coming off. I didn't get it tied properly. Everything's just a mess. That's fine. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so news. How is everybody? Well, it turns out that Friday night I discovered that Jumper has ringworm, which, if you don't know, is not a worm at all. I don't know they call it that, but it's a fungus. It's basically, I was told, it's actually athlete's foot. It's the exact same fungus, or a strain of the exact same fungus. And there's a couple different kinds, I guess, of ringworms. Some of them can go from cats to people, and some of them can't. So it's really a question. I don't know whether I'm going to end up getting ringworm from these guys or not. Um, but that's not the big concern. I think the big concern is to keep it from spreading amongst the kittens. So that's what we're trying. That's why I'm wearing this protective gear, is so I can just go out of the room and take it off and throw it away instead of having to take a whole shower and put my clothes in the wash like I did last night. So that's the plan. If you watch Jumper's probably not going to come over here right now. But if you keep your eye on her, you'll see that she's got a big bald spot right in the middle of her back, which is what clued me into what was going on. But it was, for the vet, it was actually little Smock who confirmed it, because Smock has, when you want to know if a bald spot is ringworm on a kitten, one of the tests that you can do, it's kind of a cheap test, it doesn't always tell you 100%, but if you look at the spot under a black light, the ringworm characteristically will glow a like really ugly yellow-green color. And when I looked at Jumper, there was like a distinctive actual ring pattern, which is crazy because you don't always see that. But it didn't glow yellow, it glowed like a white color. So the vet saw the same thing and said, I don't know, it's probably ringworm. It's almost certainly ringworm, but this isn't really what we expect to see under the black light, so I want to send it out for a test. I said, well, okay, great, but let's take a look at Smock too, because I had noticed on her ear there was a little something. And when you look at the little something on her ear under the black light, it's like this gross yellow-green that it glows. And the vet took one look at it and said, oh yeah, that's definitely ringworm. This is it for sure. I don't even have to send out a test. So we kind of assume that all three of these guys have been plenty exposed. It's incredibly contagious in the sense, just like, when if you've ever been to high school in the United States, you probably have had athlete's foot at some point, because it's just one of those things that everybody gets it, and it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal for the kittens either, but it's kind of, you don't want to see them with bald spots, and it can be itchy and annoying. So we're treating them for it. And we also don't want to just have it living around here forever and, on all of our cats. That would be awful. We don't want it to spread, so we're treating them. We've got the antifungal right here for the kittens, which is an oral antifungal. And then the plan for that is we're going to give it to them here for 7 days, and then you wait for a week, and then you give it to them for another 7 days, and then you wait for a week, and then you give it to them for another 7 days. And what you're waiting for is for the bald spots to fill in. And once they've filled in, then you get them tested again with a culture. They have to run a culture because the usual test that the vets will do is PCR test, which we all know now from COVID. We know all of this stuff. The PCR test, though, is the genetic test where they look for the genes of the little fungus that does this. And if they see the genes of the fungus, then they know that they've got it. But you can't use that test after they've been treated because they could still have some of the fungus on them that's dead, and they'll still see the genes there because this fungus, the fungus genes are still there. They're just dead. They're not doing anything. So the PCR test is almost always going to come up positive after the fact, and it doesn't tell us anything. So instead, what they have to do is a culture, which is a lot more work, but they actually have to try to grow the fungus then in like a little petri dish or whatever they use. So that's down the line. That's after we think they're cured. Then we bring them in for that test, and they take a little sample and they try to grow it and see if they can. And if they can't, then they're like, all right, you're cured. So meanwhile, to try to keep it from spreading, the first thing I'm going to have to do, maybe today, is to basically clear out all these stuffed animals and anything in this room that's sort of permeable. I'm probably going to take the futon out entirely and move it to my office for a while because it's just so hard to clean a fungus out of like bedding, especially something like the futon itself that we can't wash. So that's probably got to go. Probably the little bench too for the same reason. The rug and stuff can stay. I can wash the rug. The beds can go in the wash, so that kind of stuff is all right. We'll just work it out. But that's the plan. Now, because it's so incredibly contagious, we don't know if maybe everybody else has already got it. So tomorrow, I'm scheduled to bring the entire faculty in to be checked over by the vet for it. And then on Tuesday, I'm bringing in both of the other classes. That's Cloak's kids and Cape and her kids to see if they've got it. Fingers crossed they don't, and it's just this one room, and we'll keep these guys isolated, and we'll try to maintain a sort of sterile field, and that'll be that. That's the hope anyway. So that's where we are. As for health that's not related to ringworm, we've still got a couple issues going on. It's nothing too major, but Cape and her kids are still full-on URI symptoms, weepy eyes, stuffy noses, sneezing. They just can't seem to get over it no matter how much famciclovir I put them on. So I gave them more famciclovir, and we've been through a course of antibiotics, and we've done deworming, and we've done everything. So at this point, it's really just kind of waiting it out, although I'm still treating their symptoms. I think that the eye drops and the eye medicine, it's not a drop, terramycin is what we're using right now. And then also we've got nose drops for them that are a steroid nose drop, just like Flonase, to try to help keep the sneezing and the snot down a little bit. It's not Flonase, don't think you can give that to your cat, but it's the exact same idea, a little steroid that you put in your nose. And then that leaves us with the little kittens with Cloak. And they're doing pretty well. The little boy there, Romper, still isn't gaining weight the way that we would like. But he is gaining weight, and we're taking care of him slowly but surely. So I'm not concerned as such. Maybe concerned but not worried is what I should say. We're just going to keep going with him and make sure that he gets all the extra food that he needs, and he'll be fine. I still see some little tongue ulcers there, so they're not entirely healed up from their caleci, but I think they're over it. This guy's got really bad tongue ulcers, and I think they hurt him a little bit, which is why he's been having a little trouble eating. That's why I'm giving him supplemental food, because I think that the hurty tongue ulcers are making it hard for him to eat enough. Now, he just ate a ton of this, so that's great. Also, if you remember, it was just a few months ago that Teaspoon had tongue ulcers for a different reason, I think. I don't remember it being Khaleesi, but we got a special mouthwash for him that's sort of a numbing mouthwash to help make him feel a little better. And we had plenty left over, so I started giving that to this guy this morning for the same reason, and he already seems like he feels a lot better for it. Last night I gave him a little gabapentin to try to help with that, and I might do that again if he still seems like he's in any pain, but he doesn't right now. He seems like he's perfectly happy, so that's all good. So that's basically the news. I know it's all kind of bad news in a sense, but at the same time, there's nothing here to worry about. It's just, you know, I'm going to have a pain in the butt trying to get all this stuff washed and try to keep it from spreading. But even if it does spread, it's not that big of a deal. None of this is that big of a deal. So, you know, it's just a lot to sort of work with, but none of it is like, you know, critical in any sense. So we're going to be just fine here. Like I said, I've got one package that I can open that came, I believe it's a package from the Alumni, and I already got the rest of the gift that I think goes with it. At least that's my understanding. But rather than just tease you about it, why don't I go get it and we will open it up. Maybe we'll open it up in one of the other classes. I'll take this PPE off real quick and then we'll go from there. Actually, I'm going to leave this bowl in here. You guys can clean that out. There's no reason to take it out of the room since I can't give it to anybody else now. The syringe can go in the trash. I'm going to put myself on mute just long enough to take this stuff off so I don't make a bunch of noise at you. Okay, there we go. Do we have this camera on? I think we do. Indeed we do. Okay, cool. So, hello again. I went downstairs, I picked up the one package that we've got, I took off my PPE, and here we are. I feel like there was something I wanted to say, but I guess that's basically it. So, look at your crusty eyes. Oh my goodness. It does seem like the eye medicine is helping, but still, we still just are crust city over here. Wow. So crusty, such a crusty kitty. All right. I guess we just open this and see what it is. I haven't looked at it yet, although some of the alumni were talking to me about it. So I have some idea what it's about. I have no idea what's in here. I'm excited to tell you what it's about, though. I mentioned it on Discord already. So the cat's out of the bag in that sense. Aha, knife guard with Christmas taco. Yeah, well, I guess it is. It's a little taco wearing a Christmas hat. I don't know what I was expecting. Aw, Raindrop helped pack the package. Look at that. Raindrop was here. I don't know if you can see that with the little teeth marks. And then there is a note, address pre-obscured. Oh, that's good. I didn't obscure it myself, so I'm hoping that we're just not, it doesn't really matter. It's not a big secret. Okie dokie. Let's see here. All right, from the Alumni Adopters, happy holidays. Hoping this warm wish will be one more small happiness in a holiday filled with many. Yeah, you can sneeze at that all you want. Dear Mr. A and Dr. DJ, the Kitten Academy alumni adopters cannot thank you enough for everything you do. Because of you, your live stream, and the amazing community that you have built, each of us were able to find and fall in love with our perfect cats and kittens, whether we live near or far from KA. Every time our alumni make us laugh with their silly antics or died with their sweetness, we know it all started with the love and care you gave them during their time at the Academy. We are all incredibly grateful to you for what you do for cats and kittens and for sharing them with us and the whole KA community. Because words are not enough to show our gratitude, we're also giving you 2 subscriptions this year. Oh, I only knew about one. Oh, this is cute. 1 quarterly Burlap and Barrel Spice subscription. That's the one I knew about. And also a 6-month cotton candy subscription, mostly for DJ, but maybe you can convince her to share. That's a cute idea. We also made a pillow for you with 4 different custom covers, 2 for Christmas time and 2 for the rest of the year. We hope these pillows make you smile every time you see them. They should be just the right size to fit on a cat couch. Aww. Lastly, we have donations to On Angel's Wings and DAWS, the Danbury Animal Welfare Society, in your honor. The final amount still to be determined, but we will likely be sending about $800 to each. Wow, that is fantastic, you guys. That's just, that's super touching, and I love that. And it says, love the Kitten Academy alumni adopters. P.S. The pillowcases should all be very washable. If one gets messed up anyway, reach out to Babelglyph and she can make a replacement. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I can't wait to see them. Let's take a look. As for the Spice subscription, I can tell you the first part of it already, the first box already arrived, and it is amazing. That Burlap and Barrel stuff is so good, and I've already used most of it. So it's I mean, I haven't used it entirely up, but I've used it, so I know that it is fantastic. This is awesome. It's Christmas style with little starlight mints and cars carrying Christmas trees on it, and some little candy canes and mistletoe, very Christmassy print. And then on the front, it is embroidered with cute little stars that I love. It says, Santa, I've been behaving perfect. Guys, this is so perfect. It's so entirely perfect. Now you said there's other covers too, so let's see, that must be what's wrapped up here. This one is great though, I can't wait to show this to DJ. Aww, this one is dark and it says adopt a mom cat with this cute little picture of a mom cat and her kitten, a picture, whatever, embroidery. That's, oh, these are so wonderful. This is really touching, you guys. This one says, where kittens learn to cat, and it's got the Kitten Academy logo on it. Oh, so fantastic. And this one says, I'm here for the ornaments. That's cute. And it's got a bunch of little ornaments hanging from the words, and a little cat who is looking up at one of them with a paw raised. Looks like it's just about to smack them down. That is so cool. Oh, I love every single one of them. Of course, this one's got to be my favorite, though. It's so perfect, and it's perfect for Christmas. I really love it. I love the subscription. I love, it's all wonderful. You guys are great. I still don't think that you'll ever outdo that picture frame that you sent me, though. It lives in our kitchen, and I look at it every day. And sometimes I'm very surprised with some of the pictures I see on there. There's some funny stuff that comes up once in a while. I saw DJ in one of the pictures a little while ago, and that was a surprising one. So it's just always really fun for me. And then it's also fun for me to try to guess, like, how many of these can I remember, which one is which, or recognize. It's tricky for me, I'll be honest, but it's fun. So, yeah, so that's it. So for anybody who's tuning in late, Mailbag's super short this week because I didn't get to do it yesterday. I was taking the cats to the vet, and that vet trip took up, and cleaning the sterilizing the main bedroom, which I did also that morning. That just took up all the time. I didn't make it to the post office to pick up the mail. Just for the record, I feel terrible when I go 1 week without picking up the mail. So going 2 weeks without picking it up, I can't. I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow, for the sake of the post office people who just have to, have all these boxes sitting around. But we're not going to do mailbag tomorrow or anything. I'll wait until Saturday, like usual, because I know it's, people don't have the week off or anything, and they'll want to tune in. So we'll just do it at the regular time. It'll probably be a big one. We'll probably have to do it as a two-parter to make up for the ones that we've missed, and I'm so sorry for that. I really am. But obviously, taking care of the kittens takes priority, and we had just found out the night before that there was ringworm, so we wanted to take them in at the earliest possible moment. Thank goodness Dr. Katz is always there to help out like that. She's never told us no, and in fact, a lot of times she just goes so far out of her way for us. It's incredible. Meeting us on her days off, and always answering text messages in the middle of the night. She's just, I couldn't possibly say enough about how wonderful she is as a vet, and I know she takes that same level of care for everybody that visits her at Aristocats. I know that because, before she even knew who I was, she was still treating us the same way. So, before she knew that I did a live stream and had, people that watched on YouTube and stuff, I was just some guy with a cat. She gave me her card with her personal phone number on it and said, text me anytime. And I knew right then that, this was the best vet. So, all right. That's enough about her. Alumni, thank you guys so much for this. I guess this was just the alumni mailbag. Kind of nice timing because last night was the Superlative Awards, which is another thing that's kind of Discord-centric, I guess. I think that's only on the Discord for people, but that was fun with Jimmy D. So, yeah, that's everything. Okay, I'm going to get right back to all the stuff that I've got to get done, and it was brief, but hopefully fun for you guys. Like I said, I didn't want to let it go without at least giving you guys an update news-wise on how everybody's doing and what we're doing about everything. So there you have it. Okay, I'm gonna get all this stuff put away where it belongs, and that was Mailbag. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. I don't know which microphone I'm supposed to have on in here, so hopefully that one sounds okay. I know the admins to take care of that stuff and definitely change it around.